I am Mike DeMarco from Ship the Cash, and we are getting things started right now. Janet with the first break, 8-ball sitting in the jaws. I'll tell you, it looks like Janet has adjusted her break from what we've seen so far. I feel like we've seen her only breaking at the head ball. With that side ball break, looks like we've got a lot of congestion on the right side of the table. But to be honest, looks like they've separated stripes and solids on their own. In just a moment, I'm going to be joined by our other lovely friend here, Mr. Stephen Wyatt. Stephen, how we doing?
I'm doing great, really. That last match we saw with Shane and Corey, I got to sweat that one out in the arena, and it was some really good plays, some big mistakes, but it was a really good match.
Yeah, I feel like it really came down to that last dry break of Corey. He was down by a few games and made a little comeback, but that last final dry break was the proverbial nail in the coffin. As Shane Thompson finished that rack up and won that one 7-5. And right now, we've got our Women's Open action here at Side Pockets in Blue Springs, Missouri. And I think this one is going to be a really fair match to watch. I'll tell you, that one right there, that kick on the 9-ball changes things just a bit because that 8-ball is blocking the natural pocket there. Had the 9 stayed in front of that other corner, I think this run would have been a little bit different, but Ashley's got a lot of work to do here. Being the stripes at 6-7, really giving her a hard time here as far as selecting an open shot. I think Ashley's one pocket brain is really going to come into play here. Going to play a little bit of strategy here. And Ashley puts the 10-ball in front of the 7.
I gotta say, I'm not sure this is good. I feel like Janet can carry him off the 6 and play into the 10-7.
Fair enough, Stephen. That's exactly what she's done. But again, sending that 6 right near the 8. I'll tell you, that right there is even worse than where that 9 went. And Janet's going to have a really tough time getting that ball out. Of course, the bank shot's still available. But this is going to be a tricky one to get through.
Yeah, that's definitely not where she wanted that. And sending balls flying when the 8-ball sitting in the pocket is something that's always incredibly scary.
I'll tell you, that was a friendly bump for Janet at the end there, moving that 10 out of the bottom corner for Ashley. Looks like she has a combination carom. 10-14 off the one on the side. It's really tight, but don't know if she's going to go aggressive like that and play it. She's going to go all strategy here, kind of move some things around, and she's going to bide her time and really grind out this first rack. But again, problems everywhere for both players, especially that 6. I'll tell you, a lot of times you can look at a game of 8-ball, kind of a team game, as your suit is your players on the field, and you want to make sure that they are in good positions. And right now, both sides have difficulty. Ashley looking to get the cue ball behind the 3, I think. And she's going to get close there. Nice shot. Forced to play at this 6. So things are going to progress as far as that issue is concerned.
I'm almost wondering if Ashley would have rather had that cue ball up onto that top rail to take away that easy kick that moves the 6-ball out. There's so much congestion on this table right now that it's very difficult to try and manage it for Ashley, whereas for Janet, it's a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, fair enough, Stephen. I think that Janet really needed to kick that 6 out a bit further. Very, very testing. Even trying to get on the backside of that 6 can be tough. And Ashley progressing things here. Combo. It's a little off angle. She'd have to get behind it. So we might see another defensive attempt here. She plays into it. Cue ball goes into a good spot for her. So again, this is all experience and cue ball control. Janet going to take another look from the opposite side. And she's clipped it in. Is she going to get on the 6-ball right now? What a shot, Janet Atwell. That was very, very risky, sending that cue ball near that hanging 8-ball. But she's done well with it. She's going to play another defensive shot here. And she's come too far, Stephen. She's left the 10-ball open.
Yeah, this isn't ideal.
And Ashley again going to say, I'm not going to take that swing. No risk here. Bide my time and just get the job done.
I think there's a little bit of a play here for trying to play the 3. Just kind of off the 10. I don't think you're going to make it, but I think, did it catch the rail?
Doesn't look it.
And our eagle-eyed referee, Daryl Hibbard there, you saw the 3-ball come out of the rail, but there was no contact ever made. A lot of times on the sides of these tables, especially when they have new cloth, they get kind of a track. When a ball gets in that track, there's nothing you can do. It's going to follow where the track lies. Oh, she went for the breakout and she just didn't get it there.
Yeah, she took a lot of time with the setup, but as far as the execution, I would have liked to see her take a little bit more time on executing the shot.
I'll tell you what, if I'm in this position here, yeah, I'm doing that right there because I'm firing at the 11 to get it out, because all of my balls go in a hole, and they go pretty easily. That 3-ball for Janet's is not easy, and she's left her in a spot where it's going to be very difficult to get to the 3 at an advantageous angle.
Looks like she might actually have a shot here. She can force it down into it.
Oh, she crossed it. That's an incredible one. Sorry, Mike.
No, it looked like she was going to go at it right there, and what a time to do that. Just needs to make this one and come around the top side of this red striped 11. Needs to make sure she gets on the left side of the table. And she hasn't gotten there.
Yeah, I definitely didn't see the cross bank, but she's going to have to come with another big shot here.
I think she can get the 1-rail kick. Just a bit of left-hand spin to drag it down the rail. Try to cut it in that bottom left corner.
Watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball. It was always going to track towards that bottom rail, and with that 10 as a backboard, that pocket was huge.
Well, Ashley now in control of this dragged out first rack. And the odds say Ashley will take this first rack. And she's looking pretty good right now. Again, Ashley, the runner-up over at the Boston Open, falling to Emily Duddy, and what a great performance Emily had there. Ashley very comfortable here. A strong finish, 1-0 to Benoit.
Ashley Benoit is not in a match. She is probably at that table with a cue in her hand. She has a practice brain. That's what I like to call it. It's when you're at a tournament and all you want to do when you're not playing is practice.
Yeah, she loves to stay in stroke, and that's good advice. Make sure your arm is warmed up and you're ready to go. And we did not see the success that we've been experiencing from Benoit on the break. However, Janet Atwell, of course, super strong after the break, can play with the best of them. And she fires in that opening shot. She's declared that she is attacking solids here. And she's going to go with the 6-ball. Hopefully to break out that 5 on the right side. And she's missed the shot, perhaps trying to steer that cue ball a bit much.
Yeah, it's a term. I'm glad you use that term because a lot of people don't quite understand what that is. And when you talk about tip steering, it's usually when you're trying to promote the cue ball going one way or the other after a shot, you tend to yank your back arm either left or right, and which steers the tip to a certain spot on the cue ball. And it's almost like you're trying to manufacture an angle, and it happens a lot. And tip steering is a lot of times what will cause a miss when you normally wouldn't miss that shot.
A tight position here. Ashley needs to squeeze this 12 by the 2.
Oh, she got that one wrong.
Yeah, she was off by a bit there. So Janet Atwell with the green light to go ahead and finish this up. Gonna watch out for the side pocket if she goes with the 5 and she's alternated over to that green 6. Simple position here. Just want to get too low, and she's fine. So pure execution at this point. Janet's such an experienced player, and an accomplished player at that. So she is no stranger to the pressure and crowd. She's going to go with the 1 ball. You know, at times when we're running out, you get a glimpse of another shot, and the plan changes. But missed opportunity there. Misjudged that. I think she kind of turned the ball over, threw it into that other solid. So Ashley going to try to take advantage here. To squeeze this by that blue 2, and she's got space. There's enough room to get by. Got to get way above that 15 to the side so she can get on the 9. She's done pretty well here. High right hand, English, into the rail. She might go right between that 1-7. Maybe she's alternating into the corner shot.
Uh-oh.
She's misjudged that one.
Well, I tell you, we got a great match going on, but there's also some great matches going on around the arena. We'll get a look at the Women's Open here in just a moment, but I just wanted to touch on this. Mike, if you weren't aware, Jovan Bustamante is out of the Open. He lost in the Hill Hill Thriller to a gentleman that I'm not familiar with, and goes by the name of Grayston Scott.
Okay.
Currently, in our last 32, Grayston Scott is down 1-0 against Amy Beecham. So huge upset there with Jovan Bustamante and Declan Brennan also going out, as well as Kobe Japp, all out in the final 64.
Well, to be fair, Stephen, when we don't know a player, we always have to look at the Cesar Morales story.
Yeah.
So perhaps we've got another world champion on our hands. Right now, Ashley Benoit goes up 2-0. And if you folks want to see that information, you can go to the website and view all of the matches and all of those scores. Currently at ultimatepoolusa.com. And Janet Atwell, another dry break here. Ashley Benoit still leading 2-0, 26 minutes on the clock. So she's going to have the opener here. Stripes look okay. 9-ball is really the only issue, and she's developed it, but doesn't find a home with a pocket available. So right between the 7 and the 8 for the 11 here. Missed opportunity again. Ashley seems to be a bit out of sorts. Although she leads 2-0, this is not the normal accuracy we see from Slash. Janet missing the opportunity on the 2-ball. course, I believe this is the first match for these two ladies on the day. And perhaps starting in the arena is a bit taxing. As we've mentioned since the beginning of the event, this crowd has been nonstop, and the fans and the spectators have been really supporting the players all week long.
Yeah, the crowd's been great here. And we've been lucky. We've had a history of great crowds. She caught that way too thin. Wanted to be thick and on the backside of it.
To be honest, it looks like she might have gotten Janet hooked here on the 2, so that might have helped a bit.
Yeah, really the only shot I can see that she has is the 7. Unless that goes by.
It's going to be really close.
Wow.
Just enough.
Well, me and you were both all eyes on that 13, and there was not a sliver of air in between the cue ball and the 13 when that ball passed.
Fair enough. Janet staying focused, eyes on the prize, and looking to put up her first point in this women's open feature. She's going to have to do something to maneuver that 6 ball. Perhaps getting on the backside is an option. I'm not positive, but it looks like Janet may be playing with a keelwood shaft.
I believe she is. Janet, a top 16 player in the WPBA. Just actually had their World 8-Ball Championships in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Yeah, that looked like a fantastic event.
It absolutely was. I was very, very fortunate to have been able to play a small part in it. And huge congratulations going out to Jasmine Ocean, taking down a world title with the WPBA. But Janet Atwell is here now, enjoying her time with Ultimate Pool USA.
She's just gotten through. See that purple 4 to the side. Perhaps a bit of swerve, I'm not sure. I think she's got enough here.
I think she's got enough. I think the big thing is the cue ball control.
Although the 8 ball is available straight in, awkward cueing as she's on the rooftop.
It's always easy to miss these balls. Got to hit it very good.
And she's made it happen. Janet Atwell on the board.
Craig Waddingham leading 3-0 over Adam Cisneros. Lots of action going on around the arena.
And with this break off, much better than the previous. And Ashley finds success. The 8 ball doesn't find a home, but she's got a nice open table here. 11 in the 4, a little tight, but lots of opportunity to progress that. She's going to make her assessment. It's looking like she wants to take on this 6, exploring if the 7 passes. She used literally pocket speed for that 6. I was a little nervous, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're hitting the ball that soft and you're trying to just let it trickle into the pocket, you know, you can have some good speed control. And I like to, oh, wow, she missed the combo. And it wasn't easy, but it's a miss nonetheless. Anytime you're trying to trickle that ball into the pocket, it can be difficult to get your speed right. And I think that's what happened on this combo, actually. I think she just got a little punchy with the stroke.
Yeah, misjudged nonetheless. So it's Miss Janet Atwell back at the table. And she's going to be attempting to run the stripes. She gets on the backside of the 15. That was a key in this run out. I'd like to see her perhaps run forward to get behind the 12 for the left side. She wants to stay a bit under the shot so she can just tap that green stripe and move it into a better position. That 4-ball taking the natural pocket.
Yeah, she jacked up a little bit, which tells me that she has a different plan, but I'm not quite sure what it was, because I don't think the 12 ball goes past. So now you're playing the 14 past the 8 with no opportunity on the 12 afterwards, unless you're going to draw and risk getting behind the 4.
Well, Janet's got a plan, and as I always say, you got to go with your gut. And she's done okay here. Cue ball's going to track a bit towards that 7 and 3. So she's going to manipulate the cue ball to stay in line.
Just got to be careful.
And of course, any time that you're manipulating the cue ball, the shot can be at risk, but she's done okay here. Square shot at the 10, but position can be a little difficult. She might have to just roll forward for the 9 on the side. Of course, not ideal, but if the pocket is there, you can get it. So she's adjusted to this 9 ball. Bit of a stroke here. Double kiss on the 8 gives her back cut. And Janet Atwell has everything she needs here to tie this up at 2. Now this, on occasion, a player will overhit this one, especially on the arena table, and go super long. Sometimes these shots are easy to misjudge as you're not really contacting a lot of that object ball. So you can either underhit or overhit these.
Oh, wow.
And I think she's just misjudged where she was going to contact. Perhaps a little bit low on the cue ball. But she's still there, and she still has a clear look at this 8. Looking to go straight down the rail. Got to stay very still on the follow-through on these. And it's in the pocket. Ball in hand to Benoit. Very big turning point there. 3-1 versus 2-2. Huge swing. So slash Ashley Benoit. Just a 6-ball run. She'll go up 3-1. She's kind of gotten straight here. Actually don't mind her shooting the 4 next, but she's going to stay with the 1. All right, she had enough. She had enough. So soft touch here, just above the 7. And this table is toast. Ashley wasting no time. Of course, very well known for her pace around the table and that powerful stroke. As she delivers the 8 ball to go up 3-1.
There's a really good chance that this match clock comes into play in a major way.
Dry break once more for Janet Atwell. And we say it so many times, but that break is of paramount importance. And dry breaks are not going to be your friend if you're looking to win these matches. So Benoit again with the opportunity. Very nice pace. She's looking a little more comfortable versus those first few racks that we saw. Perhaps she's gotten that back arm warmed up. Taking a quick look at the lay of the land. Being mindful of her bridge hand. Again, all ball foul in effect. So even just brushing a ball on the table would be foul ball in hand. Calls for the extension. Last few shots in the run out, always the most important. And you don't want to feel rushed. Give yourself ample time to have that plan, and she's missed the 7.
Gotta say, that's one of the wildest misses I've seen because the angle she was at, I just didn't see a bobble happening. But the ball is still on the table, and Janet Atwell with an opportunity to steal back the game.
She's opened up well. Nothing really giving her an issue. I mean, the 7 blocking that natural pocket for some of these open stripes, but she does have options. I'd like to see her play the green stripe now, get behind the 15 or the 9, play that up into that right side pocket. And she's going to need one of these to get back on that red 11, sitting so close to the 8. Looks like she does have a plan. She's gotten very close to the 12. Really want to make sure that you give yourself enough space to maneuver that cue. Of course, we say it, these are some of the hardest shots to execute and, of course, to control when you're jacked up over a ball like that, but she's done well. And just 3 shots away from the black. Nice control here. Key shot coming up. She's going to look to just float to the right side of the table, right between the side pocket and the 8 ball. I think she's really just exploring the options she has on how to arrive there. You know, this is a tricky shot because if you're manipulating the cue ball and you're playing it at a slow pace, all of the imperfections and Englishes are magnified and can really change the reaction. She needs this to slow down, and she's gotten behind the 8. So Janet Atwell again getting right down to the end and missing position, making some of these games quite easy for your opponent. Kick shot on the 11. Legal hit, but everything out in the open for Ashley. Yeah, this is simple stuff here, Steven. Wide open. And I'm not sure why she's electing to play the 5 in the corner, but I think that in her style, Ashley's more of a see it, shoot it type of player.
Yeah, she's definitely a rhythm player, and you see that a lot in rhythm players is they are less focused on the run out the way maybe some other people would see it that are really pattern experts, but they're really playing the pattern their way, what's easiest to them. You see the same thing with a Skylar Woodward. Tina Hung has added her name to that list. She has guaranteed herself in the final 16 as Ashley Benoit breaks and scratches. This could be detrimental, Mike.
Well, I'll be honest, with a 4-1 lead, I think Ashley's not too worried, but Janet definitely needs to pick up the pace with 11 minutes and change on the clock. So that big scoreline gap, I think Janet knows she's got to move it. Just a minute and change away from our 15-second shot clock portion, and things need to move.
Yeah, when you think about the spread, these games are averaging around 4 to 5 minutes a game. But when that 15-second shot clock comes into play, you're going to see that time dwindle down to about 2 to 3 minutes. So if Janet's able to get out here, it's going to make it 2-4, and then a good break gives her an opportunity at 3-4. And that's where it could get interesting. All of this hypothetical, of course, because the run is not as easy as it could be.
Yeah, Janet definitely just focused on executing here. Not really thinking about the score, I would think. She's such an experienced player. She's been in positions like this, and she knows just head down and focus on the task at hand. which for right now is this green 6. Wants to just float forward for the 2. And she's missed shape. She wanted to hit that 14 full to stall the cue ball. So she's got paint on this 2 ball, but I don't think she's got a pocket here. It was a big error from Janet Atwell. Looking perhaps to just roll behind that 3. And you hear the official announce, 15-second shot clock now in play. So the heat is turned up, and so is the pace. Ashley going to open with the 11. She's misjudged that one, but how about the cue ball?
Yeah, how good did she get?
I mean, definitely unintentional as you see her raise her hand, but 1 rail kick coming up. Very awkward, but very makeable.
Speaking of makeable, it's in the pocket. And while it's not the easiest shot, the 2 ball does go. It is very thin. The cue ball will be moving.
Yeah, she just needed to kind of flop that one in there. Tight position here, easy 8. Janet Atwell going to snatch this game back from Ashley. 4-2 now, with Janet coming to break. Janet switching back to the head ball break.
I was just about to say, Janet's break has slowly been getting better on every rack, and this is a pretty good one. I don't mind this layout at all.
Yeah, she was shooting the second ball break earlier in the match, and she's adjusted into the head ball break. As we know, the equipment and your perception of the reactions can change. So if one break's not working, have to try another.
I like this. Shoot the 9. Open up that 7 ball. Don't scratch. Oh my goodness, that ball is hanging on by a thread.
A little fast on the delivery there from Janet.
And I think the shot clock is getting to her just a little bit. She did experience the clock a little bit last night with Skylar Woodward in the mixed pairs. But when you only play 3 matches, it's really not enough time to figure out the correct strategy.
So she's missed shape on the 15, so 13 ball the only option. Looking for 2 to 3 rail shape here.
Needs this ball to travel, or else she's looking at the bank, and that's what it's going to have to be. Be careful about your cue ball. She makes the bank. She has no shot on the 8 ball. It's going to be a kick. And in this position with the scoreline what it is, I'm kicking at Mach speed, Mike.
I think she might go a bit more controlled. And she's got it. No hit, foul, ball in hand, and this is going to be the 3rd time in this match where we've seen Janet get to the finish line and offer ball in hand to Miss Benoit. So Ashley will graciously accept, but needs to tighten up, as that's not going to be the case going forward, I'm sure. And she says, do I have an extension? I don't think she has that, so she's just going to move forward, perhaps just glancing at that match clock. Well, if Ashley can finish these solids, then I want to say it's probably safe to say that she's going to be on the good side of this match. You know, Janet has shot very well, but again, just right before the finish line, fouling and falling out of position on the black, or in most cases, I want to say at least twice she's given ball in hand. Smooth cueing there. So 3 balls away from a 5-2 lead. She's done pretty well with the cue ball. Doesn't want to get too close. That's perfect. All speed here. Great control. Perfect on the 8. And this one will put her up 5-2.
And we already know who the winner of this match will be playing in the last 16, and it is Miss Rachel Peterson.
Looking forward to that one. And there it is, 5-2 now for the Slash Ashley Benoit in this Women's Open feature. And you definitely need to be able to enjoy yourself out there. And I think most of our players are doing just that. So to the break, 5-2 up. Gets a nice square hit. And she's going to have a good look at this one, Stephen. So yeah, first glance, a couple of issues. I'll tell you, it's really just about that top left corner. And she's going to be forced to just take the stripes.
I think that's the biggest issue, is because she didn't have a great opening shot on the solids. Now she's going to have to contend with the 11. And there's not really a ball that's close enough to make it easy to get that ball out.
To be fair, I think she can use that 9 ball. And I think she might be there right now. Well, she's trying to cut the 15, back cut it.
I think she got a little unstraight on the 9, and now here we go. The thing about it is Janet Atwell is going to have to pick up the pace by quite a bit, 4 minutes, and needs 3 racks just to tie. That is a very tall order, and it will be Janet's break on the next rack if she manages to win this one. So there is a glimmer of hope, but the pace must be swift.
Yeah, Janet's really just going to go about her business and worry about the scoreline at the end. For her now, it's just one shot at a time, and unfortunately, that might be the last one we see. But still a bit tricky to get that 11 to progress. Ashley entertaining the bank. Got to move it. Extension called. And she's just going to shoot the bank shot. Not going to make it happen, so Janet still going to be shooting, but we're getting down to just 3 minutes. Stephen, this is tough.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that generally when the time clock gets down this low, the match is pretty close, within a game or maybe 2. In this situation, that's not the case. And, it can be a little bit difficult to hang in there as a player when you're down several games and the time is just running out so quickly.
I'll be honest, a lot of times when you do have a cushion like this and the clock is ticking, you might get that unbelievable exhibition shot as Ashley has that comfort to shoot at them.
And she's actually, you can see it now, she's using the beeps to mark her shot. You'll see her get down, but she's not shooting.
Yeah, really smart stuff. Great strategy from Ashley Benoit. Burning that clock. A bit thin here. She's going to cut this to the side pocket.
She knows at this point that she is the bus driver.
And she elects to go with the bank shot. And Ashley Benoit looking to take this one clean with just over a minute remaining. 8 ball to the bottom right.
And there it is. Ashley Benoit takes it down 6-2. Unfortunately, the time got the best of Janet Atwell. However, it's not going to be enough for Janet. Ashley's going to move on.